Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to do a video on the difference between motivation and willpower. Now, motivation and willpower are often used interchangeably in weight loss, but they're not actually the same thing. So motivation is basically the desire to actually do something that you wouldn't otherwise do if you weren't motivated. Like, for example, I don't know, going for a run, for example. Willpower, on the other hand, is actually not really wanting to do something but forcing yourself to do it. Okay, so the difference between motivation and willpower is that when you have motivation, you actually feel the desire to do something, even though that thing is actually challenging and uncomfortable. Willpower, on the other hand, is when you don't actually want to do it, but you're forcing yourself, you're making yourself do it. Now, willpower, unfortunately, willpower is not really something that you can sustain over the long time. Willpower is what kids do when they haven't been working all year and they try to cram before an exam. That's willpower, and they can do that before the exam because they're only going to do that for a week or two before the exam, but that's not something they're going to be able to sustain the whole year. Okay, so that's the difference between willpower and motivation. A student who's motivated will study and do it throughout the year because they are motivated to do so, but willpower, it's more something that you need to use when you have a lack of motivation. Now, when it comes to weight loss and fitness and stuff like that, willpower will only get you that far. Okay, motivation is a lot more powerful than willpower because motivation will help you on a day-to-day basis. Okay, whereas willpower will help you sometimes, but it's not going to be sustainable in the long term. So the question is, do you actually need willpower to lose weight? Now, it just depends. If you don't have any motivation, then you will have to use willpower, because if you don't feel like going to the gym, you don't feel like doing this, you don't feel like doing that, then you are going to have to make yourself do it, and that's using willpower. But if you are already motivated and you have a desire to do these things, then you don't need to use willpower. Now, motivation is not something that you always have all the time. You may generally be a motivated person, but every now and then you might not feel like it, and then on those days you might want to use a bit of willpower. That's fine, but willpower is not something that you can use all the time because it will run you down basically, because using willpower, it's just not something that is sustainable. It's something that uses a lot of mental energy, it's a lot of effort, and it's not really sustainable. So willpower is pretty much like a quick fix. It's something that, you know, you do on a short-term basis to solve a problem. Like you need to go to the gym, or you need to go for a run, for example. You don't feel like doing it and you use willpower to force yourself or make yourself do it. That's a short-term solution. It's not really that realistic to think that you're gonna be able to do that all the time. So imagine having to, you know, not wanting to go to the gym, not wanting to go for a run, not wanting to prepare your meals, not wanting to be organized, not wanting to wake up early, and every single time you have to force yourself and make yourself do it. Now, how long do you think realistically this is going to continue, or how long realistically you think you're going to be able to force yourself or make yourself do those things? So you can see how willpower, even though, you know, it's a short-term solution, it's not actually realistic, it's not going to work in the long run. But unfortunately, if you don't feel motivated, you have to use willpower. Now, you can see how using willpower, using motivation or being motivated, it's a lot more beneficial when you're trying to lose weight. However, finding that motivation, it's the tricky part. And a lot of finding that motivation has to do with really understanding your goals, like really understanding why are you actually doing this for. Is it benefiting you, or is it just something you're doing because you think you have to do it? So those kind of questions, when you ask yourself those kind of questions about your goals, like why are you trying to achieve this, what is it going to do for you? Does the benefit of achieving this goal outweighs the, the cost and the drawbacks of not achieving those goals? That's when you can really see the incentives of achieving this goal. And until you can do that, and unless you do that, you're not really going to feel motivated. If you do not feel motivated, chances are you don't actually see the benefits, or the benefits of achieving those goals, or the benefits of achieving those goals don't really appeal to you that much, or it's not actually providing you with enough incentives. So one of the solutions that I found is, if I'm not feeling motivated, a lot of the time it means that I'm not ready and I haven't actually given enough thought to that goal that I have. Okay, and once I go through this process of coaching myself into, asking myself the right questions, and I'm gonna go, hang on, why am I trying to do this? What am I gonna gain out of this? Am I doing this for me, or am I doing this because it's the expectation of society? Why am I doing this? Until I, reflect and ask myself these questions, often I don't actually feel motivated to do things. So I hope that you guys have found this video useful again and helpful. If you have liked this video, don't forget to click on like, and also if you think that this video is going to be beneficial to other people, please share it with them as well. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. I'll see you next time. Bye.